What's good, superstars? Back with another video. We got a nighttime walk here right now, and today's video we're gonna talk about how was life before and how was life after having kids. All right, very different. If you're a new parent, this might be for you. If you're a current parent, this might be for you because you can give your own opinion on how you feel life was before and after. But anyways, I got a couple talking points here. And the first one is we had time, right? You can go to the gym at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You could come back home at 6 p.m. It did not matter. The responsibilities were way less. You didn't have someone depending on you. So, like, that's the number one, I think, biggest takeaway is that you lose the time for yourself. And it's not a complaint because the time is spent doing great things, like with the kids and all that. But it's something that is the biggest difference. And I think going to one kid, you kind of notice it because you have to abide by their schedule and what's going on. But you're on their time now. You're no longer on your own time. So that's the biggest change for me. The next thing, like even weekends, for example, like you're gonna go out on the weekend. You can go out on the weekend. You can come home, and you're good. It doesn't matter what time you get home. 2 a.m., 3 a.m. You can party. You could do all the good stuff. But yeah, you're on kid time now. Free time. What's that? Nobody knows what free time is anymore when you have a kid. Yeah, so that's that. The energy levels are completely gone out the window because sometimes kids, if you don't know this, they don't sleep. They don't like to sleep. And we're lucky enough to have two of them who have sleeping specialties, as you want to call it. Not only that, you're always doing something. You're trying to squeeze things in when you can squeeze things in, when you can fit time is when you do things. So 9 o'clock comes around, 10 o'clock, the kids finally fall asleep and you're wiped. What are you doing after that? You can't do anything. So adjusting to the new energy levels. I know they say it gets better as they get older. They sleep a little bit more, obviously. But that's something that there's a period of time where you're just in survival mode, especially when they can't walk or when they need to really latch on to mom or really latch on to dad, or they really need a parent around in the dark or something like that. So coffee is becoming survival. You need to have as much coffee as possible at the ready when it comes to this stuff. Now, trips. We talked about that a little bit, Disney video yesterday. Trips are completely different. You're no longer, light went off. Trips are no longer just you, right? Trips are you and the kids. Let me get this light back. Hold on. So trips is the next one. Trips are no longer just you and your significant other. It is now another person tagging along, and you don't have all your necessities at the ready like you would at home. You're on the go, and kids need certain things at certain times, and they don't care that you're on vacation. Okay, so that's definitely different. What you care about changes. So, for example, I gave an example yesterday. Again, we're going back to the Disney video, but you go to Disney and you think, oh, this is gonna suck. I can't go on any rides. But you start to realize, like, you care more about your kids' reaction than you do about your own reaction. You want to see them in the element. How do they like it? Do they enjoy it? Are they having a good time? You start to care less about your own feelings. It's just a natural thing that happens. You start to feel more, I guess, selfless in a way when you have kids. Now, having kids is not all negative. Some of these things might sound negative. You're listening to this, you might be like, oh, I'm never having kids. But it's not all negative because honestly, it's the most positive thing in the world. So there's hard things. They're going to make a mess. You're going to have to clean up the same mess 6 times. They like to throw blocks all over the floor and then walk away from the mess. And they'll just be like, why did you even do that for? But they like to do that. They like to make huge noises. Watch the last video where I'm talking to Mel. They're just talking and yapping in the background the whole time. They don't stop. They don't give you a break. When they finally fall asleep, you're exhausted. And there's constant need for attention. You're always but you got to remember that means that you are the center of their attention. You are their world. They look to you for answers, right? Morning cuddles. Nighttime cuddles. I'm putting Jada to bed. She wants to snuggle. She wants to snuggle. She's not always going to want to snuggle, but right now she wants to snuggle, and that's the best feeling in the world. When I get home from work and they run to my feet, that is the best feeling in the world, okay? The way that they laugh, you can hear their giggles. Very easy to make them laugh. I mean, I just do a little silly face and they go off the walls, right? You tickle them, they go off the walls. That is something that is amazing. But watching them grow, watching them react, that is the best part of it all, and I would never trade it for the world. And that's why, that's why we had another one. That's why we have 2 kids, because the first one showed us all of this. And despite it being hard, the positives highly, heavily outweighed the negatives. Would not go back. I do miss the sleep and the freedom sometimes, but the trade is definitely worth it. It's worth all of the time spent tired, spent sometimes hungry because you're waiting to eat because they need to eat first. And even the vacations, like I mentioned, they mean more because you're watching them experience things and you get to see them through your lens. Like you're reliving childhood with your kids. I remember going and experiencing Disney parks, and now when I bring my daughters there, I get to experience it for the first time again through them. And that's like something that's a weird phenomenon, but I get to see it through their eyes now. And that is pretty cool. So I think before kids versus after kids, 100 out of 100 times, I'm taking after kids. But I want to hear from you guys. What were your experiences? Did you have a hard time? Are you still having a hard time? Every phase of childhood I'm noticing is different as well. Now my oldest daughter talks and she has conversations, and she also, with that comes the attitude era, right? It's attitude era. And it's a whole new navigation of how to convince them to do things that are right and not to do things that are wrong. And it's just learning and trying not to lose your temper as you go here. So yeah, that was it. So that's it. And I guess we'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you haven't seen the last couple of vlogs, families in the last one, go check them out. Smash the thumbs up button on this one if you like these walk and talk vlogs ending up in the garage. Of course, we like to end out the videos in the garage. And we'll see you in the next one. Subscribe. I love you. Bye.